So I have obstructive sleep apnea and a bunch of other things, and I found that when I was working through the process of everything, that mouth tape was actually pretty helpful. I opened my mouth at night and I actually use a full apparatus on my face now, but figuring that out and figuring out which mask I needed, I used mouth tape in the process.
Awesome, dude. So we're outside of my local drugstore, and I want to share with you how easy it is to get a glucometer and why you should buy one locally, because when you run out of lancets or test strips, it's so much easier just to drive down to your drugstore that's less than a mile from your house and buy lancets or test strips as opposed to waiting multiple days on Amazon. So let's go into Rite Aid, and I'm going to share with you the blood glucose meter that I recommend even if you wear a continuous glucose monitor, because you actually need a glucometer to verify and check that your continuous glucose monitor is in range. So here we go. So before we actually look at the glucometers, what I would like to do is just point out the mouth tape that I frequently recommend. This is the NextCare 3M micropore tape. Pretty much every drugstore throughout the world has these. You want to look for this. Really important for optimizing your sleep if you're breathing through your mouth at night. So definitely check that out. Now, the reason why I recommend going to the drugstore as opposed to going on Amazon is when you run out of strips, it's very easy to just drive down and get it. I recommend this model right here, the Abbott Freestyle Precision Neo. And what I like about this is it's really accurate. The battery lasts a long time, and the strips are sealed. Okay, so this is really important. Abbott makes the sealed strips. These strips are sensitive to moisture and oxygen, so it's important to actually buy these strips, because some of the other strips from these different companies, they're not bad. I don't want to pick on any of these different companies, but you want to try to get sealed strips. So if you don't have this one, I would actually look for, I like this AccuChecks one. I think that's pretty good. Like I said, just find one that's on the shelf at your local drugstore, because when you run out of strips, you can just come here and grab it. So we're talking about all-in initial investment. You've never purchased a glucometer before. 26 plus 15, let's just call it around 40, rounding. And then basically you get one of these lancets here, because that's probably not gonna come with a lancet. I recommend this 30 gauge from these. Pretty much every Walgreens has this brand as well. Of course, you can go with the Abbott brand. It's a little bit more expensive, but you know, these are all 28 to 30 gauge. It's not too bad. You know, your fingers aren't going to look like whoopee cushions at the end. But again, we're talking about a $45 investment to see how is your post-meal blood glucose, how is your fasting glucose, how is your glucose after a stressful event. You want to get a good idea about what your glucose is doing, and this is a lot more affordable as a place to start compared to a continuous glucose monitor. So it's nice to have a baseline, because when you can come on in, we got little Buggy here with us, because you will need a glucometer to actually verify that your continuous glucose monitor is actually in range. So this is why you really need one. So $45, $50 investment into your health. It's going to pay dividends. You should definitely buy one. Go to your local drugstore, find wherever the lancets they have there, whatever glucometer they have, just buy it, because when you run out of lancets or test strips, you want to just be able to drive down and get one. Hot taping?
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name is Matt.
Matt. So friends, we're here in front of Rite Aid. Just met Matt, and he recognized us filming, and you were going to talk about mouth tape.
So I have obstructive sleep apnea and a bunch of other things, and I found that when I was working through the process of everything, that mouth tape was actually pretty helpful.
Wow.
And yeah, so I opened my mouth at night and I actually use a full apparatus on my face now, but figuring that out and figuring out which mask I needed, I used mouth tape in the process.
Awesome,
so,
dude.
What was the brand that you recommended?
Yeah, it's a 3M micropore tape.
That's it.
Yeah. It's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So how long have you had the CPAP for, or the device?
About 1.5 years now.
Okay. So what'd you notice, like, in your life?
Well, I found that CPAP was there. Oops, sorry, I got a call in a minute. CPAP was there, I needed it, but like ultimately I found out that I had issues with suboccipital nerve problems. So it's bilateral occipital neuralgia.
Okay.
That would cause a bunch of other things to fire off, including nerves making the muscle spasms in my throat.
Wow.
It's pretty different. So,
crazy, man.
Yeah. But I recognized you because of the mouth tape portion of it, and I was working through a lot of different things.
It's awesome,
so,
dude.
Yeah,
Keep it up, man. Thanks for saying hi.
Appreciate
Take care.
Have a good one.